Hey, Brad again with Pacific Yak Angler. Going to go through some more options with your downriggers. I'm going to show two different things today. We're going to deal with the Scotty Lake Troller, which we talked about before. And we're going to do the Scotty Depth King 1060. Now, the 1060 and the 1050, this is the 1060 here. 2 feet per turn, so you get a little more faster with your retrieve. 1050 basically has a smaller spool, which is more convenient if you can't get your downrigger outboard of yourself, because it gives a little more room and it's not going to get in your way with the brake handle. What I put on this one is I've put one of Nick at Navarre Kayak Fishing's. I put one of his replacement handles in, so we just put our gear head right onto there. Makes it really simple. We can turn around, we can plug in whatever we want there. Again, a downrigger is one of those things. Obviously in this situation we can't get the Depth King on, it's just too big and bulky in this position, but it works great for the lake troller. So I'm just going to come a little closer here, grab our 3-pound ball. And put the 3-pound ball on there. And there's lots of rigidity in what Nick's built here, so it's solid, it's good, it'll hold this no problem. So that's a great option for putting the smaller downrigger on. For those of us who like to go a little farther offshore and out here in the Pacific Northwest, some of our fish are a little bit deeper into the water, so I know the maximum I'll try and go is 150 feet with my downrigger. I will do that with my lake troller, but I prefer to use the Depth King here. It just gives me that many more options. The nice thing here is, we showed some examples before, we could set it up on a rail here. I've got it set up on the other side on the rail. Locks in really nicely. Can't swivel at that point. And like I said, it does get in potentially in your pedal drive way here a little bit. It'd be nice to get it outboard a little farther, or if you use the 1050, the smaller spool, will deal with that. So, but what about some other options using the existing Scotty equipment? And one of the ones that I sort of have been working through is, now we have a forward-facing gimbal mount, rod holder mount. So Scotty makes this great right here. Use them on a big boat, the 1028 gimbal mount. So that can basically hold anything we want it to. So what I've done here is I've put Scotty Gimble Mount together. On top of that, I've put the basically Scotty downrigger base, swivel base, which allows basically down. We can turn any direction. This is really nice. It's a bigger unit, obviously, but this is nice because we want to try and keep our weight on the center line of the kayak, especially in rough water. So this allows me to basically move my rigger closer and just handle things a little bit better. So let's show how it works. So obviously it fits inside, no problem. It has the spots for the locking bars at the bottom. The problem is none of our flush mount rod holders have this in it, so that's something I'm looking into. But so we have to get this secure in here. So one of the things I added, we can tighten it up a little in there by just using little 1.5-inch O-rings. So I did put that in there and just kind of stuff it down in there, push it in, and it gave it a certain amount of rigidity. Certainly I've got a little bit of video show you when I had this on the water. Didn't work fully. It's great to say, okay, it's great, no problem. Slide in. Wow, that looks really good. You know, it's big, but it looks really nice on there. Works really good. Problem is if we put any weight onto this, even with that O-ring in there, it doesn't give it enough tension to hold it in position. I certainly found I could use it like this when I was on the water, but it wasn't ideal. I really want to be able to take advantage of the swivel mount, which allows me to move it in close to myself for traveling this way, or to get fish, reduce the drag. The more we can keep it going in line with the boat, will reduce the drag. So I wanted it to be able to do all of that. So this wasn't going to work. So what was my next solution? So we just pop this off for a second. So the solution was really simple for this one. What I did is I drilled a hole through the Scotty Gimble Mount here and through my plate, this is a little bit too long, but basically took a bolt, run that through. I'm not going to do that fully because I need to get a shorter bolt. This is actually a rudder bolt that I've used. But now it's created the rigidity that I need. Again, it'll be more rigid if I stick that all the way through and screw it down. And now, I think my problem's solved. So now, got that on there. I can take my weight. Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. I can sit here, lift up a little bit, spin it wherever I want to, spin it to the front, spin it to the back to get easier access to the rod holder. So really one simple modification to this setup. Now it is a little bit bigger and bulkier because I do have the swivel base on there. The swivel base is really nice to be able to position it if you're going to use the larger downrigger. So again, great solution using existing Scotty products, a little bit bigger. But the nice thing as well, when I'm done at the end of the day, I basically have one screw to pop. And once I've got this popped, if I took the downrigger off, it would be a little easier, I think, right now. But once this is out, which it is now, basically, even if I don't take my downrigger out, I can just take the whole unit, take it and go. So from at the end of the day, getting rid of your gear, putting it back into your truck, pretty nice option. So again, basically 3 Scotty parts. We've got the gimbal mount here, the 9-inch swivel base, and then I'm just using, you can put a 1050 or a 1060 downrigger on it. And now you've got a lot more speed on your retrieve, a lot more flexibility in terms of fishing. Certainly nice having the rod holder right here on the bar, and you're set to go. So hope you like that idea. Thanks. Take someone fishing and be safe on the water.